Everything we were told was a lie. It's buried deep in all our memories, in our identity. They lied to us.
It's time they know the truth about us.
Berean Scholar. Berean Scholar. Berean Scholar.
Waking up the people of the Most High. I got the knowledge to destroy the lies. DNA, history, open eyes. Walk into the darkness and turn on the lights. Wake up, 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 wake up.
Today, we're going to unpack some profoundly misunderstood truths. Truths that have been hidden, blurred, and even rewritten, yet are now re-emerging with unstoppable power. These insights fundamentally explain why his color matters, why his true name matters, why his Israelite culture matters, and ultimately, why your own identity matters. This isn't about vanity. It's about truth, power, justice, covenant, and the awakening of a people who have forgotten who they are. For years, we've heard the phrase, his color doesn't matter. But the lie about his appearance has profoundly shaped empires, identities, religions, and global power structures. The distortion of his image wasn't just in preference. It was a calculated political strategy, a form of psychological manipulation and spiritual warfare. Scripture provided his description for a very specific purpose. Yahawasha, who we now call Jesus, wasn't pale, European, or Roman. He came from a melanated Israelite people, a people who were oppressed, colonized, and rejected by the empire surrounding them. His skin, his wool-textured hair, his features, his tribe, all connected him to a chosen nation the world despised. When the world couldn't accept that salvation came from a people they looked down on, they changed the face of salvation. They repainted him, redefined him, and Europeanized him. In doing so, they turned domination into doctrine. A white Christ justified white supremacy. A European Messiah justified colonization. A bleached image justified slavery in God's name. Please do your research. The truth isn't hard to find, but it can be hard to give up the deceptions we have lived through. This Ethiopian icon of the Virgin Mary, also known as the Theotokos, earliest depictions of Mary in Ethiopian art can be traced back to around the 6th to 7th century CE. I asked OpenAI to render a realistic version of the Theotokos, and look what it revealed. What is the complexion of the Virgin Mary and the baby Messiah? Amazingly, all the paintings of the Messiah, the Virgin Mary, King David, and the apostles painted in the 3rd to the 14th century show them with dark complexions and woolly hair. Revelation 1:14-15. This passage describes Jesus' hair as white like wool, as white as snow, and his feet as like burnished bronze. The term burnished bronze can be interpreted as a dark reddish brown color, which some scholars link to a darker skin tone. The Bible recounts that the Messiah's family fled to Egypt to escape Herod's persecution, according to some interpretations. This suggests that he would have been familiar with the people and culture of Egypt, where darker skin tones were common. It's important to remember that Yahawasha, aka Jesus, was a Judean man living in northeastern Africa during the time of the Roman Empire, otherwise known as the Middle East. The majority of people in that region had darker skin tones. The earliest icon was found in Ethiopia, Russia, or parts of Europe. I added even older depictions of the Hebrew Messiah and other biblical characters.
Some skeptics said over time and over the years that soot, smoke, and other things caused the paintings to turn darker, smoke or whatever. But most scholars said if you look at the details of the color of the clothing, why didn't they turn dark? Just the skin turned dark? All these pictures can be found on the internet. under Ethiopian Biblical Pictures, Russian Iconology, or Russian Icons.
The Lachish reliefs are ancient Assyrian palace reliefs depicting the Assyrian siege and conquest of the town of Lachish in 701 BC, currently hanging in the British Museum. You can find it online. It shows the details of the people of the city of Lachish who were Judean. So I uploaded it to ChatGPT and asked it to show the details of the relief and what their skin color and hair would look like. And this is the result. His true color isn't a minor detail, it's a revelation. Moving to his name, the Messiah's name wasn't Roman or Greek. It certainly wasn't Jesus. His name was Yahawasha, meaning he who saves, spoken in the tongue of his ancestors. But Gentile translators found it difficult to pronounce. Talmudic rabbis refused to preserve it, and Rome refused to use it. So they buried the name that carried the power and replaced it with one that fit their language, their theology, and their political ambitions. In Hebrew culture, names carry identity, destiny, and authority. To remove his name was to remove his people from their own story.
No, I feel you're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm letting you know that we're here to colonize you by order of the Queen. Who is the Queen? The Queen. The Queen of England, the ruler of Great Britain. She who was ordained by God. Which God? God. The one true God. There are many gods, my friend. What is the name of your God? There is only one God, and his name is God, and you too shall worship him. You want me to worship a God, but you don't want to tell me his name? What are you talking about? There are many gods, okay? There is Shiva, there is Lakshmi, there is Hare Krishna, there are many gods. What is the name of your God? His name is God. You don't know the name of your God? It's just God. Is it like mommy or daddy? You want me to worship your God, but you don't want me to tell me his name, huh? How am I going to pray to him? What do I do? Every morning I go to wake up and I pray like, oh, dear God, I was hoping that maybe God, you could help me. No, sorry, not you, other God. No, other God. No, not wrong God. No, God, I was trying to talk to other. No, you're right. I should have asked for your first name. No, God. No, other God, please. No, God behind that God. No, not you today, God. Other God. You're right. He told me he would know I was talking to, and I don't. No, other God, please. That God on that. No, that God. You. Then I wonder why my prayers are not getting answered, huh?
Do you know the greatest cover-up in history? It wasn't about gold or power or even about land. It was about a name. The Most High told Moses in Exodus 3, verse 15, "This is my name forever, the name you shall call me from generation to generation." But yet, man removed that name from Scripture over 6,000 times. 6,000 times. And then they replaced it with generic titles like Lord or God. That's not his name. The term Lord is just a title used to call noblemen or landlords or British officials, even their sons, lords. Just Google search most well-known lords, look what you find. And God, that word traced back to the 6th century Gothic word, Guden, meaning to invoke or call upon a power. What power are you calling upon? Because when you erase the name, you erase the identity, you break the covenant, and you strip away the authority. You create a tangled web of confusion. There's only one place in the scriptures where its true meaning remains. Psalm 68, verse 4. And it reads, "Exalt him that rides upon the heavens by his name, Jah." But let's get it straight. The letter J didn't exist in the ancient world. The name is properly pronounced Yah, short for the sacred name Yahweh. Notice the YHYH. Acts 4 verse 12 says, "There is no other name under heaven given to among men by which we must be saved." Job chapter 2 verse 32. "Whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered." Not a title, not a substitute, the name. The enemy knows this. That's why religion doesn't fight over the baptism or denominations. It fights over the name. Because the name holds power. The name seals the covenant. The name of the Most High is being restored. Now the only question is, will you call on him? Will you call on his name, Yahweh? The veil is being lifted. The remnants are waking up again. His Holy One is being called back. In the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase." And right now, Yah is calling his people back again and increasing our knowledge in his holy script. Will you call on his true name?
"I am come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. How can ye believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from God only?"
Now remember, God is not his name. It's a title that comes from an old Germanic name, Guten. Remember that from before? Now, knowing this, wouldn't that be confusing? They didn't use his real name. Well, remember, in Psalms, it gave his name. Remember, Psalms 68:4. By his name, Yah. The J wasn't there, remember? So if his name is Yah, which is short for Yahweh, remember? Yahweh. Then, what would be the name of his son? What would be the name of the Messiah?
His name was Yahawasha, meaning he who saves, spoken in the tongue of his ancestors. Yahawasha lived, taught, prayed, and walked as an Israelite. He kept the commandments, honored the feasts, spoke the ancient tongue, and taught the covenant of his father. Yet, the version of his faith practiced today looks nothing like the culture he lived in. This was intentional. After Yahawasha ascended, Gentile leadership rose in his place. These were men who didn't speak Hebrew, didn't understand Israelite prophecy, didn't keep the commandments, and didn't honor the covenant. Instead of following the culture of the Messiah, they replaced it with their own, incorporating Greek philosophy, Roman rituals, and European traditions. The movement lost its Hebrew heartbeat. The first believers were Israelites. The apostles were Israelites. The early assemblies taught Torah, kept the feasts, and walked in covenant. But as Gentiles entered the movement, something dangerous occurred. They removed the Israelite identity, but kept the Israelite scriptures. They removed the covenant people, but kept the covenant promises. They removed the true culture but kept the Messiah. This wasn't growth, it was spiritual colonization. Soon they were debating Hebrew concepts through Greek minds, and that confusion changed everything. Hebrew is a culture-rooted language. Greek is philosophical. They don't think the same way. When the scriptures were translated, Israelites among the nations became Gentiles. Brothers became Christians. Torah became the law, which carried a negative connotation in Greek. Covenant people became religious members. Entire doctrines were distorted simply because the translators didn't understand the culture. The Greek language stripped the scriptures of their Hebrew depth, and the world inherited a weakened faith, disconnected from its roots. After Jerusalem fell, a new leadership emerged among those who rejected the Messiah, Talmudic rabbis. They introduced new pronunciation rules, vowel points never used by ancient Israelites, and restricted the sacred name. They replaced Yahweh with titles like God and Lord, and Yahwasha with a Greek-influenced name, Jesus. Because later translators relied on these scribes, their biases shaped the Bible the world reads today. The result was a scripture translated by Greeks and annotated by rabbis, neither of whom truly represented the culture of Yahwasha. Then came Constantine, the emperor of Rome, who fundamentally altered everything. He didn't follow the commandments, didn't live as an Israelite, and wasn't a disciple of Yahwasha. But he was a strategist. He saw that faith could unify his empire, so he merged the Israelite movement with Roman power. This wasn't conversion, it was conquest. Under Constantine, Rome controlled the doctrine, the scriptures, the holidays, the image of the Messiah, and the leadership. Suddenly, the persecutor became the pastor. In 325 CE, Constantine gathered over 300 bishops. Almost none were Israelites. At Nicaea, doctrines were voted on, scriptures were debated, Greek philosophy shaped beliefs, Israelite customs were suppressed, and the Hebrew identity of the faith was removed. This wasn't an apostolic council, it was a Roman political assembly deciding the future of the Hebrew faith. Nicaea disconnected the faith from its Israelite roots and replaced it with a Roman religious system. From that moment on, Rome changed the holy days, outlawed Israelite customs, enforced European iconography, spread a white Messiah worldwide, and used Christianity as a weapon of empire. Through colonization, crusades, slavery, and mission work, Rome exported a redesigned religion to the entire world. Yet, beneath all these layers of distortion, one truth remains untouched. Yahwasha was an Israelite. His people were melanated. His name carried power, his culture carried covenant, and the promises belonged to the children of Israel. No empire can erase that, no translation can override it, no council can override it. The truth is rising again. We now know what the world tried to hide: his color, his name, his culture, his people, and your identity. This awakening isn't just information, it's a transformation, it's a calling, it's destiny. The people the world cast down are the very people Yahweh has lifted up as his chosen. As Deuteronomy 7:6 states, "For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy Elohim. Yahweh thy Elohim hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." And Amos 3:1-2 reminds us, "Hear this word that the Most High spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth." Being chosen isn't comfort, it's an inheritance of bloodline, it's a calling, it's a responsibility, a divine summit by the Most High. The world is now being forced to confront this long hidden truth. The children of the slave trade are the children of Israel. The question isn't who are the chosen, but now that you know who you are, will you rise to the responsibility of being chosen?
A lot of people are waking up now.
What do you think about this topic? Remember to be a Berean Scholar, as it is written in the book of Acts 17 verses 11-12. Now the Bereans were more noble-minded than the Thessalonians, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if these teachings were true. It's time to deepen your understanding and see your reflection within the sacred pages. Please like, click subscribe, and click the notification bell to stay up to date with the Berean Scholar channel.